Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I thought I would show you some ideas on how to make extra income once you are in the process of starting over. A lot of times we may need a few dollars extra here and there when we're starting over, and it's good to lean on some of the talents or gifts and things that we probably hadn't paid attention to for a while. One of mine was thrift shopping. Surprisingly, I did not like it when I used to have to do it when I was younger with my sister and my mother. However, that time did teach me how to source things that I could buy and sell at a higher price in order to make a little side change whenever needed. So I'm going to share some of that information with you today and some of the things to look for when you are sourcing. Your gift or talent may be something completely different. You may be able to do hair or nails on the side or something that people would pay you for just to make ends meet when needed. And again, this is along the lines of getting back into what you used to like, and also making a little money on the side. Sometimes I know there are quite a few people who have actually made a living off of buying and selling vintage decor and furniture and things like that. And I actually did. One of the times I restarted, I fell into buying and selling vintage furniture and decor and had an antique booth for a moment, and I was able to live without working for about a year and a half. I think I have enough here to just give you an idea of some things that you should look for when you're out. The biggest thing to remember is when you're buying and selling vintage decor, especially, or clothing or anything like that, when it comes to fashions and fads and things like that, you have to pay attention to what your customer would like, rather than going out and buying something that you would like and thinking other people might like that. The things that I purchase personally are not necessarily my style, which is probably a good thing because I don't have any attachment to them. I'm not trying to hold on to them once I purchase them, but I do keep my ear to the ground as far as, what's in style, what are people buying. I kind of have a picture in my head of a specific customer that I'm shopping for when I'm out. So I'm remembering her and what she would like, the colors that are in, and things like that while I'm shopping. It may be helpful for you to create a character that you're personally shopping for when you're out, so it keeps you at bay when shopping. Another tip is to have, when I first started, because I didn't have a lot of money, I had a budget of $10 or $20. I wouldn't go over as far as buying one item. And in my mind, I'm keeping in an idea of how much I can resell it for. And that's, my time and, I have the purchaser pay for the shipping, so I don't have to keep that in mind. But if I can't sell an item for at least 3 times what I paid for it, I'm not buying it. It's not worth the purchase. So keep a budget in mind. I would say don't spend more than $5 to $20 on one item in order for you to flip it. Another thing is, unfortunately, some of the thrift stores have gotten quite expensive. I was in some Facebook groups with people who have been doing this for a while, and they've noticed that the increases in, especially you're going to hear me complain about Goodwill, because if you're in a position where you really do have to shop at those places, you're not a reseller, you need blankets and things like that, they are charging you what you could almost get them brand new. That being said, I'm going to jump into the haul, just to give you an idea of some things that you should always keep an eye out for when you're shopping. Some things that are probably, always going to be in style, so it's easier to look for them and source them. And then I'm not sure if it'll be in this video or one later, but I also wanted to add crafting as another way that you can make a little money on the side for gas or bus or food and things like that. If you have, like I said, some kind of gift or talent, people are willing to pay for things that you've made. I've sold cement bowls and garland that I've made and things like that. So I'll probably make another video on some of the items that you can easily and cheaply make to resell. But for now, let's get into this haul. One of the things you will probably always see in a thrift store are candle holders. For a long time, brass candle holders were in style and everybody was going crazy over them, and you didn't have to clean them or anything. They wanted them to look old and, you know, and used and things like that. So it was a pretty good resale item, and it was easy to find. Now people are kind of leaning more into silver. They're still buying brass, but things like this. I found a set of 3 silver candle holders, and they're modern, and I would say they are transitional because they would go with various styles. So again, you want to keep in mind the styles that are going on right now. I also found these, which are a little more formal. Both of these sets probably cost me about $6, and I can sell them for about $35. Some other types of candle holders that are probably in right now are these painted wood candle holders, and I paid $4.99 for these. And I looked these up, and they are Russian or something like that, and they are going for about, I think, $25 or so. Another thing to keep an eye out for when you're shopping is stone, marble, even if it's a, you know, tray or a bowl or something like that. Like this is a trinket tray that is some type of soapstone, but those are classic, so people will purchase those. This one was about $5, and I can probably sell this for about $15. Something that you also want to pay attention to when you're purchasing is, you know, things like this. There's a little default here on the stone, a little crack chip. So I will have to show that in my photos, just to let people know that there's a little defect in that. But that is something that you want to pay attention to when you are outsourcing, because people don't like to purchase things that are damaged. And just be honest about it if it's, you know, if it's a problem. This was just strange to me, and I bought it because it was unique. Things like this you have to be careful of because it is so unique, but I could tell by the weight of it that it's probably worth a little bit more than normal, and because it's unusual, I would be able to easily sell this because it's unique and people like unique things. But be careful about buying unique things because you can easily transition over to unattractive. So just be careful of that. And I did look this up, and it is worth a lot more than I paid for it. I just cannot remember off the top of my head what that was. Something else that people love to buy are little decorative items that they can put on their bookshelves. And these I got because they reminded me of some Pottery Barn and Anthropology items that I've seen. A lot of people are buying these partridges. So I got these. I did pay a little bit more for them, but because of the weight of them and the style, I think I paid $15 each. I know that I could probably get $30 each on if I separate them because of the weight and the style. So that's why I paid a little bit more for those. Like I said, you can tell by the weight of things. Like for this, I didn't look it up in the store, but I could tell because of the weight of it. It's not like hollow or anything, that it was probably worth something. Things that are worth a little bit more will be a little bit heavier, a little better made. Make sure you pay attention to, the style, the weight. Is it in style right now? I paid, looks like $11 for this. And then when I got home, I don't know if you can see that, I looked it up online. It's Nambi or something like that, Nambi, and it's worth about $180. There was another time I bought a little bowl, for about $5, and on the bottom it said Kona. I often don't look at the prices while I'm in the store just because it makes me a little nervous. You can do that. You can take a picture of it and do a Google search, and it'll tell you what it is and how much it's worth. This little $5 wooden bowl that said Kona on the bottom was worth $150. So like that do come every once in a while, and that's sort of what gave me the ability to leave my job and work for myself for about 1.5 years, because I was able back then at least to find things that were worth so much more, especially in the town that I lived in at the time. Right now that their stores have caught on to resellers, so it's a little more difficult, but it's still doable. So this is another item that is not my style necessarily, but it's a foldable magazine rack. It's very pretty. It just isn't my style. It's vintage. You can tell by the style of it. But it's definitely something that I know just from keeping my ear to the ground as far as what people are buying, that will sell pretty quickly. And that was $8, and I'll probably sell it for about $35. Another thing that people love are plant holders. This one is shaped like a little bicycle, and I'm not sure if this one is vintage or not. And I paid about $5 or $10 for it, and from what I've seen, they're going for about $40 online. Other thing to keep your eye out for are, right now at least, people are buying what looks like handmade pottery. I have a little candle in this one, but this one was $3.99, and I could probably sell it for about $15. And then lastly, again, not my style, but this is, so I guess someone made it into wall art. They have a little hanging thing on the back, but it looks like a weaved piece on the kiln, I guess that's what it's called. I don't know if it's a kiln or not, but anyway, but I haven't been able to find anything like this online, but what I can do is look up, wall art or something that resembles this piece in the middle and price it according to that. And this was about $7. I'm guessing I could probably get about $40 for it. Those are just a few of the things, just to give you an idea of, what people are looking for, what you should look for when you're in the store. If you can start looking at some of the thrift shopping hauls on YouTube. I watched a lot of HGTV a while back, but I just try to keep my eye open for what's being sold. And then you can also look online at stores like Pottery Barn, Anthropology, and things like that to see what people are buying and what's coming up in fashion and style and things like that, just to keep an eye open for colors and things like that. And lastly, this is an item that people buy often a lot smaller. I just made this one to go on my shelf, but people buy garland to decorate with, to go on their shelves or on top of books on their coffee tables and things like that. But I've actually sold a lot of these handmade garlands. I've made them out of wood. This one is made out of air dry clay, and I'll probably make a video later on some of the DIY projects that you can make for resale as well. I hope that was helpful. Please, if you have any questions or comments or suggestions and things that you would like to see, go ahead and leave them down in the comments. I may or may not come back on and show how much the items actually did for, or show you how to set them up online. Some of the places that I sell are on Facebook, Macari, and the other one is slipping my mind. But maybe I'll go into, how to set up an account in order to resell. If you are, I did want to say this just as a disclaimer, if you are leaving a situation or a relationship where you shouldn't be disclosing where you live because of maybe domestic violence or something like that, I do want to caution you from sharing your address when you're shipping. Once you set up the online accounts and you start selling things, the labels will come out with your address on it. So even though at the time I started selling things, that wasn't a concern of mine, I still didn't want strangers having my address when I'm shipping things out. So I would black out the front and the back of the label where my address was, or you can cut it out altogether so the return address is not on there. The only problem is the return address is not on there. So if it does get lost in shipping, you're not going to get it back, and you'll probably have to pay the person back who bought the item. But just be mindful and be safe. I will be back with other suggestions on how to start over. So you guys stay blessed, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time.